In this video, I'm going to teach you about the modeling tools, okay, inside the editable poly. Alright, so here I have provided you the tools and descriptions for each components that usually you will use. Right, for example here, the vertex, in the vertex mode, you will use connect. There's a tool called weld, target weld, and also cut. So all the descriptions I already laid out here so that you can refer to. And then for example, under edge you have chamfer, bridge. Under polygon mode you have extrude, bevel, inset and bridge. And then additional tools in the modeling ribbon tools, you can I'll teach you about swift loop and cut. Right, so now let's get started and start with the first one here under vertex. So back in 3D Studio Max, what you guys going to be doing is you're going to create a test subject, which is a box, okay, like this. And then we're going to go to the modifier tab, and we're going to add edit poly in the modifier list. Open it, and so that you can access the component for vertex, edge and polygon. Alright, before we go further, I forgot that you need to remove this. If you want to remove a modifier, just select the top modifier on the list and then click the remove modifier button. Let's add more segment here. So under the length segment, let's put about 3 by 3 by 3. Okay, and then we can put the edit poly on top of it. Alright, so let's look back here. Let's start with connect. So what does connect do? Connect actually, if in the vertex, okay, in the vertex, so be in the vertex, you can find the connect tools over here under edit vertices. Okay, so what does connect do? Connect basically, like if you want to build like a edge between these vertices, and holding control and select another one, I want to build a connection of edge here. I select both and then I can hit connect. So this build the connection. So again, here, hit connect. So that is the function of vertex. I mean connect in the vertex mode. Next one is weld. Okay, weld is to merge multiple vertices into a single vertex. Okay, let's exercise this. For example, I grab these vertices, I bring this closer, put my mouse here, and then I bring this closer to the one here. Right? And let's say I want to merge this together, become one, from two vertices become one vertices, and there's a distance here. So I'm going to adjust my angle and hit the F3 so that I can see through, because I don't want to accidentally select the one at the bottom here. So switching to F3, which is a wireframe mode, is better to see through. Hold alternate and unselect the unwanted selected vertex. Okay, I'm only selecting these two. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go and see the weld tool. Now, if I click now, you'll see what happened. Nothing happened, right? Nothing happened. Supposedly, if you click the weld button, these two vertices will merge into one. but in this case it doesn't. Okay, why is that? Because the distance between the two of them doesn't reach the threshold distance that by default the tool is selected. Okay, how to set that? Okay, I select both vertices again. I click on the setting option beside the weld. Okay, so what is this? By default, you see it says before is 56, after is still 56, which means there's no difference. Okay, it's because the threshold here is very little, 0.1 mm, which means probably the search distance isn't far enough for these two to find each other. So you need to increase this a bit. Maybe if I put to 1 mm, maybe this distance will reach each other. Okay, so if I click OK, this is right button, see it merged together. So if I click one and I move it, it is actually together now. Okay, so that is how you use the weld. So you can select multiple vertices, and if it's within the threshold that you set, it will merge together. Okay, let's move on to target weld. So target weld is also the same, but the operation is welding only two vertices at one time. So you click this target weld. All you need to do now is, when this is on, the target weld is on, click the vertex you want to weld to. Let's say I want to weld this vertex to this vertex. Click, and then you see that dotted line, and then you point it to where you want to weld. See, now it welded. Okay, so I'm going to right click to exit the tools. I'm going to undo that. Okay, so what if I want to weld this to here? As you can see, there's no edge connecting them together. Will the weld work? Let's see. Target weld. See, it doesn't allow to select, but it allows to weld over here. Why? Because there's an edge here that connects these two vertices, but this one doesn't. See, I cannot select that edge, that vertex. I cannot even weld over here because there's no direct edge that connects this vertex to that vertex over there. So I'm going to right click and exit. So if I want to merge this vertex to this vertex, I need to build the connection. Hold control and select two of them, and then click connect. Okay, now with this edge I have a link between each other. I can use the target weld to weld it to the other one, but as you can see, it creates a sort of error. Undo that. Okay, somehow the faces is a little bit crazy. So, but that's how it works, right? So like that. Okay, right. Let's move on. So, for example, here I can weld this to this because there's a edge that connects them together. Okay. Some, as you can see just now, there's an error there. This sometimes it invites problem, sometimes it doesn't. Just test that a little bit. Right. Okay, that's target weld. Now let's move on to cut. So still in the vertex, we are going to choose the cut. Where is the cut? It's not here. It's down here under edit geometry. You will see cut. So if you click this allows you to freeform add edges and vertices where you want. So if you put your mouse here, it will start from there, and then you cut here. You can even cut in the middle here. You can see I can right click to exit, and still on, I can then maybe, okay, like this is it's a dangerous floating floating vertices, I mean vertex. So I can make a connection, maybe it connects to here, right click, still active. I can do more cuts, like maybe I connect here to here, like that, and let's say here, all the way over here. Okay, and then I can make this cut, right click over there. So this is quad, this is quad, this is not quad. Okay, so this is quad. So what I'm doing now, is I'm practically creating a quad on the surface, and some triangles here, right? Okay, now there's a bug here a little bit. Alright, so if it doesn't suddenly, you can just do that again. Okay, now that's better. Right, so test that. Okay, it's good. So that is basically the cut tool. It's very powerful to create, to refine some areas into more detailed areas. Okay, so that is the cut tools. Another cut tool you can find is in the modeling ribbon here, cut tools, which is the same thing actually. All right. Okay.